There will be a salute to Vietnam veterans at the universities at Shady Grove later this month. Neil Greenberger, on the staff of the County Council, is here to tell us all about it. Neil.
Well,
I see that you're wearing the colors of the football team that plays in Washington here as formerly covering him. Welcome.
Even though I'm a Jets fan, I should be wearing green and white.
This weekend, at least, especially this weekend.
Every weekend.
So you're at the County Council.
Right. I work in government and politics, and I have worked at the County Council for 9 years. But I'm here to talk about today something that transcends government and politics. Myself, and Merlin Reinecke, who works here at MCM, we're co-chairs of an event that will honor Vietnam veterans on Saturday, October 24th at the University of Shady Grove. We're part of an organization of cable TV managers in the county, and doing events and is not really what we do. And honoring people is not what we do. We run TV stations and other things. But about a year ago, we found out that our county has never done anything, and I mean anything, to recognize the Vietnam veterans of our county that fought. This is the 40th year that the war has ended. We have people in this county that were integral parts of the Vietnam War, key people, historic people, people in books, and we've never done anything to thank them. But on October 24th, we're going to do that.
Not to mention we have a county executive who's a Vietnam
Ike Leggett was a Vietnam vet in the Army.
Right.
But we also have, if many people, little that people remember the Vietnam War, the Gulf of Tonkin resolution happened. It gave Congress gave the president all powers for military involvement in Vietnam.
50 years ago.
And that happened 2 days after someone named Everett Alvarez Jr., pilot, was shot down and taken prisoner.
Right.
2 days in August 1964, two pilots were shot down. One died. Everett Alvarez lived. He became the first resident of the Hanoi Hilton.
Right.
Several other people who live in this county today. Everett lives in Potomac.
Okay.
Several other people who live in this county ended up being his neighbors at the Hanoi Hilton. Now there's neighbors in Montgomery County. They're all going to be there.
Okay.
Bob Schieffer of CBS News, who probably for a Saturday morning speech could probably get $50,000 or $75,000 on one phone call, is showing up for free.
Former host of Face the Nation.
And
before we go on, there's a website. As people are listening to you, they can go to that. What's that website?
Our event is free. All information about it can be found at www.moco, M-O-C-O, VietnamVets.org.
Okay.
And we hope people register. We expect a capacity crowd, and it's not only going to be a great day to thank veterans. I think it's going to be a great event, and people should bring their kids because they'll have a history lesson. Not that there's anything wrong with learning in school, but when you can hear from the real people who were there and tell you the story exactly the way it happened, as it was being a prisoner of war, as it being in the war, that's the best way to learn.
You know, Neil, I shared with you before, there's a picture from the Sentinel in 1967 that I was digging through one day, and it was 11 kids from Richard Montgomery who had signed up together as part of the buddy program. You sign up together and can stay through basic training together. And it was in 67. Within 6 months, several of them had died in the Tet Offensive. And we have been searching for years just to try to put the story together, these 11 kids that served together. And one of the ones that we ended up talking to had mentioned that there was nothing for Vietnam veterans, but said that by and large, the way the government treated them when they got back, we all know those stories, but locally, it was as if nothing had happened. And it amazes me that nothing has happened until then. And hats off to you for doing it.
Many of the people that I have had the pleasure in putting the program together have been skeptical. Why are you doing this? No one's ever thanked us in 40 years. Why now? And my only answer to them is, well, we're late, but some people are going to make sure you're thanked. And there are some people that said they just can't hear more about it, and they just send their regrets. But we have a lot of people that are going to show up, and there's a lot of wounds still out there, physical, mental. We have some great speakers who are going to tell their stories.
Left.
And one of our speakers is going to be a Rockville attorney named Tom Murphy, who, as his story, he tells me he was on a patrol. The whole area had been bulldozed except for a tree. He was leading the patrol. Out behind the tree jumped somebody with an AK-47. He shot Tom, and Tom shot him. As Tom says, he died, I lived. And really, that's what this is about, the people who lived, and we're going to thank them on October 24th.
You still find the wounds are there.
The wounds are still there. And we're going to hear about that. And I think in the hallways that day, I think there'll be a lot of people with those wounds oozing out, and we hope that maybe there'll be a little soothing of it.
Let's hope this is the first of many celebrations.
We hope so.
And these folks. Thank you, Neil. Thank all of you for joining me today. What a great show. And thank all of you for joining us for this week's edition of Montgomery Week in Review. I'm Don Moores, and I invite you to join us next week at this very same time.